everybody. Welcome to the She Shack, baby. The She Shack is live once again. We are on vacation and we are back and ready to get our amazing conversation started. So I hope that you are ready. Grab your favorite glass of whatever it is, tea, juice, water, wine. My preference, gin and juice. That's right. I'm an old school girl. Love gin and juice. Guys, we are going to have an amazing conversation tonight. It's talking about energy investments. I cannot wait to get started. But before I get too much into the conversation, there's a few things I need to get out the way. The first thing is I want to send a very special shout out, a very special happy birthday shout out to my uncle. My Uncle Steve. It's his birthday. Y'all, wish my uncle a happy birthday. Drop that right down in that chat and tell him happy birthday. It is too blessed to be Stress Tuesday, guys. I am so excited about our conversation tonight. I got a couple letters that came in where we were going to be asking questions, and we're going to divulge right into that conversation about projection of energy, bad or good. And we're going to also be discussing how these things affect us, us as individuals, but more importantly, how does it come forward? So is it, anger or hypersexuality or whatever that thing is, baby? We gonna get this conversation going tonight right here on the She Shack. Welcome Instagram. I love y'all so much. Welcome Facebook. Welcome YouTube. I hope y'all ready to have an amazing conversation tonight because I'm ready to engage. It's so, listen, I see y'all popping in, waving and saying hi. Thank you so much. Par 300, I love you. Thank you for popping in. Horseman 1, I love you. I see you. Favorite 1, I love you. I see you. Thank you for sending a shout out to the She Shack. I am so immensely excited to be back in the building. Baby, I'm so excited. We got some things in store for y'all tonight. So let me just jump over here real quick. I see you, Facebook, and one of the things that we've had a problem with is just seeing if you guys are able to engage in the conversation. So if you're not, please let me know. I did put the phone on Do Not Disturb, but until I will definitely be answering your questions. Oh my God, thank you for the love on YouTube. It's amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you on Facebook and thank you on Instagram. So let's get started, guys. We're going to be talking about tonight investments of energy, right? And so you hear a lot of talk lately about energy and about good energy, bad energy, the way people actually bring energies with them. I'm a big person on energy. I absolutely believe in, you got to be careful about who you engage with. You got to be careful about who you let in your home. You got to be careful about the circle of people that you actually travel with, right? Because energies and the transference of energy is very, very real. Hey, husband! Welcome to the She Shack. The She Shack is back. Woo! I'm so excited to be back. I'm so immensely happy to be here. Guys, I really had to take a break and just get it together, right? And I really needed to get it together. Mind, body, and spirit. Life was definitely life, and that's one of the best terms that the young people has come up with. Life is life, and life is definitely been life, and we have been experiencing some major things here within our family. But I am immensely grateful, and I'm humbled, by the way that we're able to collectively come together, love on each other, and support one another. All right, so hey, that's my son. Hey, son. So one of the things, if you just popping in, please take a moment and drop in the chat and wish my Uncle Steve a happy birthday. Today is his birthday. I want to make sure that we send him some love and let him know that we love him. Okay, so I have two letters that I want to read, right? And because they're right, like dinette, right on topic of what we're talking about as far as investments of energy. And what this letter actually is asking is about projection. A person projecting something onto another person. So the letter reads this: Dear Queen, I wanted to know if you can propose to your audience this question. I have recently started a new job. The job that I've started, I am a new in administration, and I have been experiencing a lot of negative feedback and ugly looks. Although I have not done anything to warrant it for me not to have a warm welcome of acceptance. Oftentimes, I feel as if the insecurities of my colleagues are being projected onto me. And then it says, before I get started, let me explain the scenario. I'm 27 years old and I am a new administrator to the organization. Everyone within the company in administration is much older than me. And so oftentimes I get nasty looks and saying, oh, you're much younger, you should do it yourself. Do you believe that there's do you believe that I'm handling this appropriately by isolating myself from the other administration? I am a leader in the company, however, I have been dealing with a lot of negative feedback. I am a big person on energy, and I'm concerned about the negative energy being transferred to me and causing me to which will cause me to negatively engage with family, friends, and other colleagues. So that was the letter. The letter is asking about two things. The first thing I hear is that you're not being warm welcomed into your new job. I also hear that you think that your presence is making the other people around you feel insecure because you're the youngest one coming on. And then I also hear you saying a word that red flagged was isolation, isolating yourself. And then you said, although I am a leader. So this is my view. Now, I always want you guys to understand, when you write me these letters and ask me for my opinion, I'm not a therapist, I'm not certified as a life coach or any of those things. Everything that we talk about here on the She Shack, especially when it comes from me, if it has nothing to do with healthcare, nursing, or any of that nature, that is my area of expertise. I am not a psychologist. And I'm not a life expert. But what I will say is this. For me, I'm a traveling nurse, right? And oftentimes I'm in an environment where I'm not very well accepted because I'm a traveling nurse. And so I don't isolate myself. I think isolation is not the proper approach. And the reason why I say that is because you are a leader, you are the administrator, so you must set the tone. If you isolating yourself, you're already relinquishing your power, and you're not stepping up to the plate of the role that you have been hired to do, and that is to be an administrator. However, I think there could be some icebreakers, so like some things that you can utilize to make your other team members feel secure and that their job is not maybe in jeopardy, as well as also using icebreakers so they can get to know you better, right? And so especially in that role as an administrator. So, okay, so Mr. Trench, my husband, and he's very wise, and I love that he pops in. And so he says, I heard a saying, when they go low, look them straight in their eyes, and you go to the basement. You're welcome. That's what I don't know if that's the best approach. I believe because you're in an administrative role and you are a leader, there has to be some type, not so much likable. Some people will like you, some people will not like you. But coming in as a new person, especially in administration, it's important that your team know who their leader is. And obviously you can be guaranteed there's been a lot of gossip. They're checking you out. They're, checking your temperature and finding out where you are and what it is that you're doing. However, again, I do say isolation is not the answer. Could they be projecting their insecurities onto you because of the age gap? Yes. We have a lot of ageism, and we actually talked about that here on the SheShack. Ageism is a real thing, and it's not just affecting older people, it also affects younger people. So if you're in an environment when you're dealing with that, I suggest maybe doing a little read up on ageism and understanding what are some of the things that you can do to alleviate that. Everybody is not going to like you, and that's just the God's honest truth. They're not, but there are some things that can be done to make the transition easier. And I really hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for taking the time to actually propose the question and trust enough into my opinion to, value that. I do appreciate that. And I'm also waiting. I see some things popping up, guys, on Facebook, and I'm so excited that I can actually see y'all, because oftentimes we are unable to see what it is that you're putting up there. But I'm gonna just let me see what they say. Let me see what they're saying here. One of them saying you go to work to make money and not friends. That's absolutely true, but it makes it a lot easier when you're at work that you can get along with the people that you're actually, engaging in. And I think it's a special situation because what's special about it is that you're in a leadership role. And so it can be immensely difficult when you're dealing with, the negative feedback, things of that nature. But I do agree with you 1,000%. Thank you, Miss Blue Nose. I love you, girl. Thank you for tuning into the SheShack. That's my baby. I love her so much. I mean, just great supporter. Hey, Courtney, I love you. Oh, my God, Courtney, guys. I love you, Courtney. I hope that you're doing amazing. I already know that you're doing fantastic things. And, hey, let me know how everybody else is doing. I love y'all. Thank you. So then the next, so we're going to move right along into the next letter. I'm only going to read 3. There's like 7 or 8 of them up here, but I'm only going to read 3 of them. So the second one is about relationships. And baby, that's always a hot topic here on the SheShack. So before I even read this, I'm just going to get my little beverage together because, I think I'm going to need a beverage. Because the letter came from Miss Hot Thing 81. So I can already tell you that this is getting ready to be something. It says Miss Hot Thing 81. So Miss Hot Thing 81, if you're tuning in, I want you to know that we are addressing your letter. And then I have a question I want to ask, because I recently took a road trip and we had a conversation on there. We had a conversation about some of the recent songs that some of the female artists are making that, baby, I'm talking about enlighten me in a way I could not believe. What you have here for me? I love you too. Yes, sipping on gin and juice. Absolutely. You know it. I love my gin now. Okay, so Miss Hot Stuff 81 writes into the SheShack, and she asks a question about projection. And so she says, I want to know if it's truth, lies, or projection. So the letter says, Dear Queen, I have been in a relationship with my kid's father for 4.5 years. And recently, I've noticed that he's constantly accusing me of cheating. Now, let me just be honest. I have had some issues in the past, but it did not necessarily include cheating. I'm gonna put a pin right there. It did not necessarily include cheating. I am a very flirtatious woman, but I am not a cheater. So therefore, I just wanted to make that clear. But recently, back to the story, she says, my significant other has recently been accusing me of cheating. Out of the clear blue sky, he would come out and say something like, did you talk to your other boyfriend today? So she says, but I want to know, because I've heard a lot of the older ladies in my mom's circle say, be careful when your man is accusing you of cheating. It's meaning usually he's doing it himself. So I want to know, is that saying true? Is it lies? Or is it other people's projection? Miss Hot Stuff 81. Did y'all hear the letter? That was what the letter said. That's what she wrote in, and she wanted us to discuss that. So, let me just tell you this. I heard the same saying too. So I assume that you was born in 81. So I'm going to say that this is a topic that's a saying that's been around since before even I was born, right? But I'm going to say, the first thing I'm going to say is check in with your mate. Because you know your mate. You know your person. I'm not going to, like some of these wives' tales can, ruin your relationship, and other ones are wisdom. This one, I believe, could be wisdom. And the reason why I say that is because when I first read this letter, I had to go and find out exactly the meaning of projection and not just the meaning, but how do people actually utilize it. And so what I found out about projection is that it's a defense mechanism, right? So people really defend themselves, their insecurities, their whatever they have going on inside. That's a wall of protection against them so someone can't get in. So could they be using that to protect a cheating relationship, an inappropriate relationship they're having with someone else? Absolutely. Am I saying that your spouse is cheating? I'm absolutely not saying that your spouse is cheating. But, no, because Dr. John told me to stop saying that, because that would negative. So, however, remove that but and try to erase that from your ears. You didn't even hear me say that. However, I will say this. If it come out the clear blue sky and you know you're not guilty and you're not violating or doing anything inappropriate with your relationship, I think I will be kind of side-eyeing my mate. Like, why all of a sudden out of clear blue sky you gonna come up with something that makes no sense at all? I'm like, that just makes no sense. Like, you're gonna accuse someone of doing something. Maybe you are doing it yourself. But on the flip side, Hot Stuff 81, flirting is cheating. Did you know that? Being overly flirtatious, it is a form of cheating, girlfriend. So for you all said, I'm not a cheater, however, so when you stuck that however in there, it made me feel like that some of that stuff could be inappropriate. And so how far does the flirtation go? Because some people call being flirtatious as the first stage to flirt for some people it's the first stage, the first step toward cheating. Because that gives the other person, the person that's praying or the person that's interested, it gives them an idea of how far you allow them to go. Right? Those just being flirtatious could end up in exchanging of phone numbers. It could be, now we talking on the phone before this, sneaking. Now we having, these unplanned lunches or whatever the case may be. Now we following each other on social media. Now we DMing each other. You have to be very careful about that flirtatious stuff because, I learned during our Flames of Intimacy episode when Dr. Margot Lewis-Joss sat in with us that being flirtatious is a form of cheating. It's a form of cheating. So that could be something that's actually making your mate feel insecure. So he checking your temperature. He coming to you like, yo, did you talk to your other boyfriend today? Because really, he might be feeling like you might have another boyfriend. It could be the behaviors that we're not realizing that we're actually doing. So, and it's crazy because people can be actually projecting onto one another. Like, you can be projecting your insecurities onto him, and he, in turn, could be projecting his insecurities onto you. So think about that for a minute. So is it lies? I'm going to say absolutely not. I don't believe that it's lies. Could it be projection? Sure, it absolutely could be projection. But could it also be some truth underneath? Absolutely, there's some truth. There's some truth, either not necessarily meaning that he's cheating, but he could be feeling some insecurities about you being overly flirtatious. That could definitely be, that could be, in the cards. I'm going to propose it to the viewers and ask them, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's him trying to hide that he's cheating? Or could it be the insecurity of having an over flirtatious mate? Oh, thank you so much. Good evening to you as well. Thank you, someone on Instagram. I love y'all so much on Instagram. Y'all are absolutely wonderful and amazing. I see Facebook, y'all is popping. I'm gonna have to get up there and see what you're talking about. Facebook is actually dropping in the chat and answering to the question. For those that just popped in, we just read a letter from Hot Stuff 81. Hot Stuff 81 said, is it truth, lies, or projection? And the question was related to her mate. She said she feels as if her mate, and I'm going to assume that it's a woman by Hot Stuff 81. And Hot Stuff 81 is saying that her mate, she's been in a relationship for 4.5 years, and they have children together. But she said recently, out of clear blue sky, her mate has been coming up and saying things to her like, "Did you talk to your other bad boyfriend today?" Things like that. I don't know why I'm using that voice. I say that. I don't even know why I'm using that voice. But I mean, that's what she's like. Did you talk to your other boyfriend today? And so she was thinking that because he's saying it to her, it means that he's really cheating. But she's also revealed that she's a highly flirtatious woman. And because she's a highly flirtatious woman, I'm thinking, just being devil's advocate, it could be, brewing up insecurities in your mate. Not necessarily meaning he cheating. He might be checking your temperature to see if you cheating. And then that thing is being flirtatious cheating? Well, when we had Dr. Margot Lewis Jah on the She Shake and we did a series on flames and intimacy, she revealed to me, shockingly so, that being flirting is a form of cheating. I want to know if y'all agree with that. Do you think I'm on the right path or not? So I'm going to read some of the responses here. So on Facebook, Facebook had quite a few there. I don't know if you're really asking me if you want to come on or not, but if so, I will bring you on. So one of our viewers says, when you say flirtatious, what actually do you mean? Well, she didn't really specify what she meant about, her flirtatious behavior. But I'm going to say it all depends on the individual. It's an individuality thing, right? Some people may be just calling it a compliment. Somebody else might call it cheating. I'll give you an example. I have a big problem, me personally. I used to. I don't anymore. But I used to have a problem that my husband would always address people as baby, including me. So I felt that if you're addressing me, it's like, that's my baby and I love her, then that was something for us. But then you go to McDonald's, you're like, oh, thank you, baby. Or you over here, it's like, hey, baby, how you doing? Or whatever the case may be. I felt like maybe you should find another word to address them or find another word to address me. Because I felt like it could have been cheating. I think flirtatious or being overly flirtatious is an individuality thing where, like, maybe something that I may find is flirtatious, the next woman or may not find it to be that way. I think it's more about knowing who your mate is to have, and understanding what those boundaries of the relationship is. I hope that answered your question. The next one said, could a flirting be the cause of his insecurity? The answer to that question is yes. I do believe that her flirting could be the cause of the insecurity in him. Why? Because if you are just touchy, handsy, flirtatious, whatever, with multiple men, it could make your mate feel like they're not as secure in the relationship because, hey, you're talking to everybody. There has to be some kind of healthy boundaries there. Okay, going to the next one, it says, is it a door opener? It is a door opener. So the question was, can being flirtatious be a door opener? Absolutely. 1,000%. It could be a door opener to other things. It could be, because sometimes, that flirtatious behavior could actually be speaking somebody else's love language. Have you ever thought about that? You never know what a person could be lonely. They could have just lost a spouse or could be going through a breakup. They could be vulnerable. They could be anything that's going on with them. And then you'll call every day you walking in and you say, damn, he fine. So, hey, you walking in and you just like, hey, boo, how you doing? After a while, that one can be, receive that as something else, a door opener. Or you can walk in every day, you looking at the same woman and you're complimenting her, oh, you look exceptionally beautiful today. That means you're actually paying attention to what they look like. So you never know what that could mean for somebody else. What's the next one? It says, I say it sounds more like her flirtatious vibes could make him more uncomfortable than he's open to speak on. Well, that's true. It could very well be, and we're going to actually unpack that. I'm glad that you brought that up because it's profoundly important to feel safe in your relationship, that you don't have to have boundaries in your communication. So I think that we're actually going to unpack that a little bit. And then I have another one that says having a overly flirtatious mate can definitely cause insecurities. Maybe she should cut out the flirtatious behavior. I agree. And then it says men need to feel secure in a relationship, just like women. Men need to feel that's true. I agree with that. And then dumb question. Dumb questions deserve dumb answers. And then the next one says, I used to love, but I don't anymore. I used to. What you saying? You used to do? You used to flirt and you don't do it anymore. That's important to say. I want all of those things. Thank you so much for the conversation. It's absolutely amazing, and I thank you for engaging. So. One of the questions, what I really would like to just touch on for a second, and I thank Mr. Blue Nose, thank you so much for even opening that door for conversation. And it was about, he said that the insecurities that the man feels in the relationship can actually be more than what he's willing to say, and he's using projection as a way to express himself, right? And I think that we should really unpack that, because it's important for both people to feel safe in their relationships, where they can communicate what it is that they're feeling. Even if it's, I don't like the flirting, I'm going to need you to cut that out. I think that's very simple. We'll say if you're expressing something that you don't like, because if you set the tone, and we talked about this before about setting healthy boundaries, right? So if you don't set a healthy boundary and say what it is that you want or you don't want, what you will accept and what you don't accept from the beginning, then you actually already have the door swinging open to accept whatever comes. You have to understand what your boundaries are and express those to your mate. Not waiting until you 4 or 5 years into a relationship and like, oh, she flirt too much. She been flirting. Or he flirt too much. He been flirting. You set the tone from the beginning. And you set the healthy boundaries from the beginning. If you start out that way, and now here's the old saying that you can take what you and put in your pocket. The way you start is the way you finish. You can take that one and stick it in your pocket, because that one is true. Alright? Oh my God. Hey. Welcome to the She Shack. I see so many people just popping in and having some conversation with me. This has been, Hot Stuff 81, you set it off on the She Shack with this one, baby, because everybody wants to know what your flirtation is like. How is it just, you speaking, because you did say that you're highly flirtatious. And by you saying that you're highly flirtatious, it leads us to believe that you are the cause for your mate feeling insecure and projecting this so-called negative energy onto you. So it's like we were talking about that, and we hear a lot lately, verbalization about energy, right? And the investments of energy, and the projections and the transference of energy, right? And so if we'll talk about that. Everybody have them. Everybody is bringing an aura of energy with them. Clean, not so clean, baggage. Everybody is toting some stuff around, right? And so considering who you decide that you want to be with and have a transference of energy and make a soul tie, because now when y'all start to connect and get into this lines of intimacy, now these souls are tied together, right? And so it's important to respect that person and treat their heart with gentleness and with kindness. You don't go out and just do anything, that you don't want done to you. Is it a guarantee that this person is not cheating? No, that's where the word trust come from. You engage with somebody that you can trust. And once they show you who they are, if they show you that they're an untrustworthy person, then guess what? They untrustworthy. You cannot turn somebody into being somebody that they're not. If they show you that, give you an example, right? And I love this example. Dr. John spoke about it a lot when she was on the She Shack. Say, for instance, you have a girlfriend or, one of your guy friends, and you say something to them, and it's like hot tea. They can't wait. I don't know what the guys call it, but us, we call it tea, right? And so it's like hot tea. As soon as the words fly off of your tongue, they turn around, or you turn around and leave, and somebody else come in. But if you are the conversation at that table, that person that already showed they're not the person that you can trust with, secrets. If that's not the person, you can't be mad at them for being who they are. And once you learn who they are because they showed you, if you keep going back there and depositing into that bank, then you're going to get what you get out of it in return. Void. It's going to return to you void. It's just the way it is. Okay, let me see what you got here. Oh! Okay, that's what y'all call it. Well, get it, or pillow talk. Pillow talk is different. Not pillow talk. Oh, different culture greetings is always misleading. This is true. I think though, but what I do think, I do think that because I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, right? And so oftentimes, we the place of hospitality. We are definitely the place of hospitality. And so, saying things like, "Oh, thank you, sweetheart," or "Oh, you're so sweet, thank you, baby," or "I appreciate you, love." Those are just regular, typical responses, right? But when you are in a relationship with a person, and if they say to you that that's something they're uncomfortable with, listen, you have to be mindful of what you say. You have to be mindful. Or the other thing is, choosing a life partner where y'all are, on the same page. I don't know. But I know I didn't like it for a long time. It took me a lot. I didn't like that at all. What you got for me? It says, thank you. I'm not going to read that out loud. So here's our last letter. And it's actually, it's not from a woman, it's from a man. And it's very interesting, the letter that he wrote. And the letter that he wrote, it's anonymous. He did not want to put his name on it. But what he said was, "Good evening, Queen." He says, "I am an avid supporter of the She Shack. I've watched it since day number 1. And I love the show. It helped me through a very hard time in my life when I was suffering from depression." Woo! And so he says, "I was married for 14 and a half years. My wife died 3 years ago. I am now a single father of 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls." He says, after many years of grieving the loss of my wife and taking on the responsibility of being a single parent and trying to balance it all, I have now gotten to a place where I'm back on the dating scene. He says, recently I've met a woman. I've been talking to her for 9 months. He says, although I know I have not been on the dating scene for a while, I have a question because there's a few things I don't understand. He says, I've discussed it with the fellas, and all the fellas are saying that she must be a woman that has another man. And here is the reasons why. I have found myself that I love her, but I don't want to be in love with a married woman. Okay. So here it goes. He says she never sleeps she never stays the night. I am only talking to her in brief moments when she's home. We speak more when she's in her car or at work. The time that we spend is limited. And I don't understand that handwriting part. I don't understand, but the time that we spend is limited. And I've been trying to get her to take a vacation so that we can get to know each other better and get closer. But every time that I'm trying to get her to take an out-of-town trip or a weekend trip, there's always an excuse where she's not able to go. Please help me. Do you believe that these are signs that the woman that I'm dating is married? Take a sip first. Mr. Anonymous, I'm not saying she married. I'm saying she got somebody else. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any other way to put it. I think she got somebody else. I don't know what y'all think. I think she got somebody else. I think that she's in a relationship with someone else. I don't understand. Women nowadays are looking for men that's going to love on them, that's going to take them on vacations, that's going to spend time with them, that wants to be time with them. I don't know. Is she in a relationship with somebody else, or is it that she's not willing to move further with the relationship because you have 5 kids? I don't know, but it sounds a little fishy. It don't sound like this is somebody that's, I don't know, in love. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. I don't know. I just think it's a little flaky. Mr. Anonymous, I think you might need to hit back on the dating scene. I don't think that this is the one. You know, it's been 9 months. You've only been dating them for a short time. Give yourself time. You know, listen, there's a plethora of women out here that want exactly what it is that you're offering, whether you have 5 children or not, right? So if you are having red flags this early on in a relationship that's 9 months, I say get out while you still not really invested. You know, you couldn't be, this feeling of love and butterflies is coming on because it's been 9 months and it's also been a while. And plus, you're fathering your children. Plus, you lost your wife. There's a lot. But I will say, if somebody is playing with your emotions in that fashion, in that way, I say get out while you can. What y'all say? She definitely into something. That's right. She is definitely into something. It says sound like catfishing to me? What's catfishing? Throw that one back? Yeah, that's all you get. You get she into something, throw it back, sound like catfishing. I don't know, guys. I just feel like this is on the road to being a very unhealthy relationship. And I would say, get out, throw the whole thing away. Throw all of it. Whatever, just run fast as you can. Just get away. Homeboy Damien, throw that one back. way is no good. Get rid of it. No, no, no. HE double hockey sticks, no. It's not a go. It's not a go. All right, guys. So we are swiftly approaching the end of the She Shack tonight. And so I just wanted to just highlight a few things that's been going on behind the scenes. I know that you've noticed that we've had some changes into what the overall visual of the She Shack is like, because I just want to make sure that I'm speaking appropriately here. So when I say we, that means collectively my team. And I do have a team of people that invest in the best interest of the She Shack, and they constantly encouraging me and pushing me past the limits. Just keep pushing me past limits. And because of that, we are planning some huge things behind scenes this summer for the She Shack. And one of the things that we wanted to be clear on is what the purpose. What's the purpose? What is the purpose of the She Shack? The purpose of the She Shack is to actually cultivate positive mindsets that cultivates greatness. So if we can help you navigate through some of those murky waters and those difficult times, like one of our viewers said, it helped him through a time when he was depressed. We've had viewers that say the She Shack has helped me during a time when I was going through a divorce. I've had other viewers that say the She Shack has definitely helped me with parenting my young sons. We've had people, thank you so much for the information about ovarian cancer. Thank you so much about the information about, just so many different things. It's been over and over and over relationship topics, health topics, love topics, financial topics. So the purpose of our platform is to really bring forth information that brings positive mindsets that also cultivate greatness. And we want to make sure that we're doing that at all times. And the only way that we can do that is make sure that we're bringing the best to the screen. I want to make sure that I'm bringing the best me to the screen, making sure I'm offering topics that you want to discuss. Most importantly, guys, being on this screen, it is profoundly important for me to ensure that I'm coming from the proper place. I can't sit in front of the screen and talk about things that I'm unaware of. So this is what brings on our experts. This is what brings on other people that know more about specific topics. Coming up, we have a series that's titled, I'm Not Your Superwoman. And so sometimes, ladies, before you're ready to just negate the whole topic, I want you to hear me out. Recently, over the past maybe 3 to 5 years, there's been a lot of research about Superwoman syndrome. And Superwoman syndrome predominantly affects African American women and predominantly also affects women in general, right? And so to understand what it is and the impact that it's actually have on our mental health and on our physical well-being is profoundly important. So we are going to actually be bringing that information in the series, I'm Not Your Superwoman. We're going to talk about things like unconventional ways of grieving. We're going to talk about how to, balancing it all, the pressures of being a woman, balancing home life, work life, career life, the kids, the pressure of looking a certain way, dressing a certain way. I mean, we've seen an astronomical rise in plastic surgery from the youth all the way up. So we're going to be talking about those things in our upcoming series, and I hope that you join us. I am excited about what this will do, and after that, we will be talking about beyond the tears, when the healing begins. Oftentimes, we don't like to talk about the dark place to get to the light place. And I'm a person that's actually going to be sharing some of my personal experiences of moving from darkness to light. We're going to talk about, those strongholds of childhood traumas. We're going to talk about finding ways to balance, or even preparing yourself. One of the things that I also found that is important that we don't talk about is preparing yourself for grief, having an actual plan for that. Guys, when I tell you upgrade season is this year, it is this year. This year is the year that the She Shack It's going to smooth out its edges, and it's going to have focus. It's going to provide insight. It's going to provide solutions. We're going to have some amazing conversation with some amazing people on our platform. And it's all because of your support and your love throughout the years. That's right, I said years. The She Shack is getting ready to celebrate its 3rd anniversary. 3 years that we've been sitting. I've been sitting on this blue couch and bringing information and inviting amazing people to come in and join us. And we're going to step it up and take it to the next level in 2024. I want to thank all of you guys for continually to support, to encourage, to push me, to love me. So if you've done anything, liked it, shared it, posted it, talked about it, anything that you've done to pour into this platform, please let me tell you, I thank you. And if it's any time that we share something that you think can help somebody else, please share it, hit it, send them over to our YouTube channel and have them to subscribe. We are cultivating a community of support and of greatness. We're going to do amazing things together. We're going to do great things together. And if there's anything that you think that we should be doing, a topic that you would love to hear us discuss here on the She Shack, or you would like to be a guest on the She Shack, please reach out to us. We have our own email set aside just for the show, thesheshack@conversationswiththequeen.com. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. And I'll see you all next week. Good night, everybody. Bye. Thank you. I was just reading your post. I didn't want to miss it. So you say you got to say no sometimes. Yes. And then you say Christmas is really Chris. He headed towards sword fishing if he stay in that. Hey, no judgment here. If there's, listen, I totally 1000% agree with what you're saying. He got to get out of there. He got to get out of there fast. He definitely got to get out of there fast. It's no place to be. That relationship, nowhere fast. Y'all, thank you so much for watching the She Shack. I love y'all. I'll see you really, really, really soon. Good night, everybody.